I think that you might have come across the news, and you may have not even come across the news. You may have walked outside and heard a bunch of strange accents that remind you of Flight of the Conchords. New Zealanders are leaving en masse. And might I just say, sucked in, duckheads! And I'd also like to remind you that my Alien show is happening in Melbourne, Sunshine Coast, and Perth. So make sure you get your tickets for that, links below. But down to business. I am talking about this because it was something that we were discussing a little bit before. But it's all of a sudden, for some reason, really trendy in the algorithm to do so. So we are going to be going through these points yet again and adding very, very shilly points to it. Which is, why is New Zealand going down the toilet? A beautiful, pristine toilet. Look, I understand all the arguments that are going past, which is that it's a economy built off of housing, but I would counter that with what Western democracy isn't an economy built off of housing at this point? Israel? Maybe? I guess. I don't know. It's like, well, I don't know. They're moving into the West Bank because they want that as well. So look, it could be everyone. That's one aspect of it. Another one is that probably not a good idea to make your entire economy based off of agriculture. Seems to be more of a third world thing to do. Nonetheless, they have done it, and might I just say, excellent Kiwis. Maybe, I don't know, I've never had them before. It's just that everybody never shuts up about the fact that you have good ones. How good can they be though, seriously? Every time I've ever seen a kiwi or I've seen an orange, it's cheaper and nicer anyway. So that's another reason that you're probably going down. It's not that good. It's not as important as a Tamagotchi like another country that's similarly shaped like yours produces. There's also the fact that pre-COVID economy is nowhere near as good as post-COVID economy, but that's happening across the world. I'm putting it down to this. You want my 2 cents that I don't think is added too much. You guys don't earn that much, do you? Little povos. You really are like Flight of the Conchords, isn't it? That was just a documentary. Murray probably is your deputy prime minister for all I know at this point. That's a huge problem. If you are at wages that are far lower than ours.
Of the Kiwis who move overseas, most of them, about 60%, move to Australia, where salaries can be up to $50,000 higher.
How do you afford to live in what essentially is Australia, but a ski resort? That's two things that are really expensive. I get why there's so many moving here and go, oh my God, they've got an operation for a scuba diving franchise, bro. Oh, if only I ever went into the water because it's too cold from where I am. Time to construction for me. I understand those levels of migration. You sad little refugees. Look at you, piling across the border, swimming over if you could. And why do you have such worse wages than Australia? Well, you know, I think we all know where this is going to go. Because you didn't elect Labour. And yes, in this context, it is the correct way of saying it. So maybe I should say Labour properly, but nonetheless, we will carry on with this now 10-year-old gag. You elected Labour at the wrong points, which ironically were the good points. It's a really interesting comparison between Australia and New Zealand because you look at our GDP per capita. It's been pretty similar right up until the 80s, and then bam, we are absolutely blitzing you from then on. We are Poland in the Winter Olympics, you are Jamaica. That's us now. We have completely separated out. The reason for that is for that crucial transition period, and we've got a very, very long video on this coming out soon. It's all about the 80s. Why the 80s was so crucial, and everybody complaining about their president / prime minister now. Oh, they're not doing anything. Yeah, they can't. Everything was set in the 80s, baby. And so it really mattered who was in power there. And New Zealand, you've got problems. I mean, you are quite whiny. You're sitting there being like, hey, it's not as good as Australia. I'm moving over there. Ah, for Christ. Just stay where you are. We're full. But there's so many other countries that are going down the gurgler faster than New Zealand. And the reason that New Zealand is sort of in this interim between Britain and Australia is because half of the time you had Labour in and the other half of the time you had the Nationals in, and your Labour party just wasn't as talented as our Labour Party was. Our Labour Party was freakishly genius level Einstein of politics in the 80s. We just lucked out with that. But the main point is that at the points when it really mattered to set wages, to set in good working conditions, to set in a good social wage, you had your version of the Liberal Party in ripping it to shreds. And when you are in those crucial moments in the economy where you are trying to set it up in those like tectonic shift moments in the world, and you're doing the exact opposite of what you should be doing, this is what you get. You get you guys pretty much acting the same way as people from Kabul being like, can I come in? And you can because of our weird little agreements with you. Look, here's my final thoughts on this. Can you just become a state of Australia already? Can we just give up the pretense that you're a different country? I can't tell the difference between our flags. Here's my little deal for you. How about you just become the 8th state, and all the New Zealanders that are pissed off with that, they can move to Tasmania. And all the Tasmanians that live down there, I don't know why you're still there. We'll just evac you out. It'll be some sort of 28 days later minus the zombie scenario. We'll put you down there. And then all the other New Zealanders that want in at this point, this is the only thing. These are the 2 conditions that I want out of you. Number 1, as part of this new signed treaty agreement, you have to write into this brand new constitution that we invented the Pavlova. Number 2, you have to admit that we invented the Lamington. And no, actually, I'm going further because you're in the weak position, so we're bargaining hard now. I heard the other day that you guys claimed that you invented the flat white. How dare you? Maybe you did, I don't know about that one. But you didn't invent the Pavlova or the Lamington. No, but seriously, I think that a massive reason that you guys are in the position that you are in now is unfortunately because of what happened 30, 40 years ago. And I'm sorry, but like the rest of the developed world, what happened in those moments is you are reaping the results of that now. Who'd have guessed that elections have consequences? I'm pretty happy with the consequences, frankly, because you are sending your best. It's reverse Trump effect. You're sending firefighters and nurses. More of them. More, I say. Anyway, this was a quick recap of a video that we did that's much more detailed. It's called Why Australia's Better Than New Zealand, just to rub it in more than I already have in this one. And if you don't agree with me on the 80s one, well, get ready to argue with me because we're releasing something that's probably going to end up being 45 minutes on that, which no one will watch. So get ready for that, Reddit artists. That's going to be fun. And make sure that you come see my shows in Melbourne, Sunshine Coast, and Perth. I'll see you next time. And also, I might bring it to New Zealand. If I can find some venues, can you guys help me out? Don't just write, oh, go to my pub, hey. If you're actually a venue organizer, get in contact with me, friendlyjordies@gmail. I'll see you next time. Oh, and forgot to say, because of your ongoing support at Patreon, thank you very much for it. Make sure that you sign up. We are expanding operations. We are doing more videos. Not only are we doing more videos, we're doing better videos, longer videos, more important videos, such as New Zealanders confess your sins. If you are a Kiwi and you have something to confess, frankly, I think that you being a Kiwi is a confession in itself. Make sure that you write it in the comments below, and you might actually be acknowledged for once. Hey, you're a joke country.